Good evening, ghoulies and ghosties and long-leggedy beasties. This is Alex, coming at you from the underworld, and welcome back to another episode of... Hey, Jack. Jackie. Look up. Aw, he wants to be on camera. Hey, Beans. Hey, little Beans. Sally. Aw, Jack decided to go into the bedroom. He's antisocial. Hey, baby. Look at you. Yeah, you want all the attention, don't you, little baby Beans? Now that it's nighttime, I'm about to start reading Ghoul by Michael Slade, which this is the sequel to Headhunter. And that's a book that my good friend Hanny introduced to me a couple of years ago, which even though she had read Headhunter back in the 80s, I had never read it before, and she had a great time teasing me in regards to who the killer could be. And when that reveal came, it was like an absolute slap in the face. But with Headhunter, you can find that still on Amazon. I believe it's called Headhunter Reimagined, which my good friend Niza recently read Headhunter Reimagined. And as we were comparing notes, it pretty much sounded like we received the same outcome, except her version might have been just a little gorier. And with Ghoul, unfortunately, it is out of print, so the only places you can get it are on eBay or thrift books, or if you look up and find it at a used bookstore. Now, as this is a continuation of the Special X series, I know that this will definitely be a detective story. I know that it will be splatterpunk similar to the first book, but I believe it's also going to be heavy metal inspired. And the reason why I say that is because on the front it says, an advanced course in psycho horror, convulsively terrifying, I couldn't put it down, Alice Cooper. And on the back it says, Slade is warped and I love it. Ghoul horrified all of us. Bruce Dickinson of Iron Maiden. So, I've never really gone into heavy metal horror before, except in regards to heavy metal horror movies. So I'm very excited about this. Also, I'm interested to see if the author is going to deep dive into the serial killer's background, like how he did with Headhunter, because what really surprised me with Headhunter was there was so much detail and context into how the serial killer came to be. And with that, we saw how there was generational trauma and mental illness that was passed down. And because of how that book was constructed, I had never actually seen that done before. So I'm really hoping for the same deal here. And yeah, I have nothing more to add. My door is locked, my curtains are pulled, and I'm about to dive into this bad boy. Whacker. Whacker. Okay, I know you're asleep, so I'm gonna try to be quiet here. But I started reading, and the book starts off with these teenage boys who go into a cemetery, and they do this whole initiation where they bury one of them alive, and he goes batshit crazy while he's down in there. And then we jump forward to like 10 years later, and there's this killer going around. He is like just all decked out with like theatrical clothes and everything. He kind of reminds me of how Long Chaney looked in London After Midnight. But he goes around in the sewers and shit like that, and he ends up finding people that he kills and drags them back down into there. It's really cool so far, really gory too. But I don't know what's going to happen next, so I'm going to get back to reading. All right, Whacker? Whacker. She's having little kitty dreams. Okay, so today is Sunday, and I had the opportunity to read a little bit more of Ghoul last night, and we are on our way downtown to get some food, so I thought I'd just do this quick little update. But pretty much have gotten to the point where Detective Hillary has called in Dr. Winston to help her find out who the serial killer is, which they have dubbed him as the vampire killer because his victims are found completely drained of blood and their hearts have been removed. But the reason why she has called him in is because despite what people believe about Scotland Yard being a little bit more progressive, behind the scenes there is still racism going on, and women are still not seen to be as equal as men. So, with Dr. Winston being a minority, she and him are getting together, and it is already exposing where the squad around her is racist with their wording. And she explains about how she's treated by being a woman. But this is really good so far. I honestly have no clue who the killer is, and it seems like there is a nice homage to the movie London After Midnight because the killer kind of dresses that same way. And yeah, I thought this could have been a sequel to Headhunter, which there are some Easter eggs here and there, but in all honesty, this book can be read as a complete standalone, as it doesn't really bring in any of the characters from the first book. Alright, so we made it to the Brick Street Marketplace, and as you can tell, I have my book with me, which I'm going to read more after I eat this bad boy. Well, it's nighttime again, and I have made progress with Ghoul. I've also made progress with the book review I'm doing for the Winter People. And as far as Ghoul is concerned, there is the possibility that we are working with two serial killers. Plus, as the detective and doctor were speaking, we get a pretty good idea of what the difference is between a psychopath and someone who is psychotic. And it kind of breaks down into the technical side of things in regards to how there isn't just one particular type of killer. And it also gives a lot of name drops throughout these pages of killers that a lot of people are familiar with, and some that are a little bit more obscure, which of course I wrote down those names so I could research them a little bit more. But so far, I'm really enjoying this because it's giving me quite a few serial killers to look up that I had never heard of before. And it just seems like the authors definitely knew what they were talking about when they wrote this. Some of it is, of course, a little dated because the book was written in the 1980s. But as far as the time in which this was written, I feel like the authors were being as progressive as they possibly could. Well, it's time for the second meal of the day, and this is a homemade Caesar salad dressing that I made, and it is so very yummy. But after I finish this, I'm going to continue working on my book review for the Winter People, then I'm going to read a little bit more of Ghoul, and then I'm going to hit the bed. Okay, so it is getting closer to midnight, and I am in dire need of my beauty rest, but I was able to make some leeway on my book review, and I was able just to read a little bit more. I am dreading that tomorrow is Monday. As a matter of fact, it's getting to the point where I hate Sunday nights more than I do Monday mornings. But anywho, I am just about to sign on off and hit the bed. Well, that was my weekend. I hope you enjoyed spending time with me. After watching this video, I think that perhaps I could have been a little bit more detailed about what I was doing throughout my day, but a lot of it is just me laying around reading or working on my book review. So I really don't lead that interesting of a life. But if you did like what you saw, just let me know in the comments, and I'll definitely do more videos like this. And also, if you go to the description section of this episode, I do have a few options where you can become a member of this channel. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, be sure to subscribe and click that notifications bell because I do have more videos coming in the near future. And before this video ends, I would just like to thank these amazing people for contributing to my Patreon account. As you can tell, some of the names listed here are creators, so be sure to check out their work. And if you would like to contribute to my Patreon account, I have a link available in the description section of this episode, where for $5 a month, I'll give you a shout out at the end of my videos. And if there is a certain profession you would like for me to tie to your name, just let me know and I'll do that. Also, I do have a $10 tier available, where for $10 a month, I'll still give you the shout out as you see here, but I do creepy photography on the side, so at the beginning of every month, I send out one of my creepy photos. From there, you can print it off and do whatever you like with it. So if you're able to do this, that's awesome. If not, no sweat. I just hope you return to this channel so we can continue to have a good time together. Also, if you would like to hit me up on social media, links to my Facebook, Instagram, and Threads are all available in the description section of this video as well. And if you've not bought my book yet, it is also available in the description section of this video. So until we see each other again, I hope you have a great week and sweet nightmares.